Do not show your girlfriend Attack on Titan. Listen, I'm a huge fan of this show, but if you introduce it to your girlfriend, you'll be saying bye to your relationship faster than Eren said bye to his mom in the first episode. You see, your girl will fall head over heels for the characters in this anime. And let's face it, the live-action adaptation never lives up to the 2D original. So if you're in a relationship with a breathing human female, then heed my warning. Do not show her Attack on Titan, or these characters will steal her away. Let's start with enemy number 1, Eren Yeager. He's cool, right? Just your typical shonen protagonist. You know, hard-headed, strong-willed, passionate, but then boom, puberty. I don't know what they fed him in Marley, but Eren hit the genetic jackpot during his time there. He grew from 5'7" to 6 foot, went from a standard shonen protagonist haircut to anime's most iconic man bun, and apparently picked up Mikasa's workout regimen. Eren also has great range. You've got Hobo Eren, the guy you date in college and hide from your parents because you know they won't approve. Chad Eren, the one who you're head over heels for despite knowing there's something off about him, but it's okay because you can fix him, right? And then you've got your typical high school crush. But don't let his childlike innocence fool you. He's got 2 kills under his belt. And even Eren's Titan form is hot. Like, how does Peak's Titan look like this, when Eren's Titan looks like a model for Old Spice thickening shampoo? And the direction of this anime knows exactly what they're doing. You can't tell me scenes like this, or maybe even this for some people, are meant to be thirst traps to at least some degree. Then there's also Eren's personality shift. You know that cold, brooding, stoic vibe that people love in their anime men? Like the one Levi portrays? Well, Eren must have taken notes because he is cool, calculated, and confident in Season 4. I mean, this is rooted in a deep trauma, but at surface level, he's got the goods. On top of that, Eren is one of the most ambitious, dedicated, and goal-oriented characters in anime. His pursuit of freedom shows just how committed he could be in a relationship.
Didn't his goal involve genocide?
Just count the abs.
Tatake. All right, Eren's a problem, but I'm not going to be intimidated by Armin's bob cut.
First of all, Armin is adorable, and he is 100% a threat, even with that luscious bob cut. Armin is smart, loyal, and kind. In a game of F, marry, kill, he's the one you marry, unless Levi's in the mix. Just ask Annie. And who can blame her? Armin's presence alone acts as emotional support, and his dedication to love is evident, considering the fact that he comforted Annie for years while in her non-reciprocal crystallized state. The closest thing most guys have to that situation is being left on red or being blocked from all socials for being creepy. And I know we talked about Eren's glow up, but he wasn't the only one who got more attractive. Armin's mappa design is super handsome, and in combination with his lovely personality, he's the type of boy that any mother-in-law would love to have for dinner. And of course, we can't forget about Mappa's famous Armin thirst trap. This image alone had fans going wild.
Is it cool to see this as attractive? He is being beaten up.
Listen, this man is literally dying, while the fan base is thinking, well, hello there. And the worst part is, I am the fan base. So the Armin scene gets a pass. Transitioning from the colossal cuteness of Armin and my concerning attraction to a dying man, let's talk about Commander Handsome himself, Mr. Erwin Smith. This man is confident, determined, and a great leader. If you stay by his side, you just know he'll lead you to a glorious future, probably. His hair is flawlessly coiffed, his jawline is perfectly chiseled, and his eyebrows are so thick and beautiful that I'm convinced they act as inspiration for the Wings of Freedom insignia. In terms of powerful forces of attraction, I think charisma sits near the top, and Erwin has this in spades. Erwin's confidence and charisma is magnetic. He's a man who promises hope in a hopeless situation, defies the worst odds, and turns dreams into reality. And in the world of Attack on Titan, this is no simple feat, but it is a necessary one. And the fact that Erwin takes on this role with such a calm and calculated demeanor just goes to show how confident and convicted this man is. And let's not forget, Erwin turned Flock, a self-proclaimed coward, into a soldier with devotion, conviction, and intensity. Whether you like him or not, Flock had a fantastic glow-up, which proves that Erwin can bring the absolute best out in someone. Or a strong devotion to nationalism, but whatever, it still counts. So let me ask you this. Are you man enough to compete with Erwin Smith?
His voice is manlier than my existence, but I'll try.
Well, let's find out. Could you become a devil for the sake of humanity? Could you give up on your dream to pave the way for a brighter future? Could you command your soldiers while your arm is in the mouth of a titan? And with that out of the way, let us charge forward in honor of Erwin and discuss the next character, Reiner Braun. Now, when it comes to Reiner, I have a bit more trouble flaunting him as your typical good-looking figure who will take your girl from you with a glance. I mean, he's tall and handsome, but he's got a lot of baggage that has weighed on him a bit differently than other characters in this show. However, I think this strong response to his actions shows that he has a kind heart. Like many in the world of Attack on Titan, Reiner is a victim of the world he lives in, manipulated to commit atrocious acts fueled by some misconstrued sense of duty. Overall, I think Reiner is vulnerable, kind-hearted, and a man trying to be better, and there's a lot of value in that.
So, is Reiner a threat or not?
100%. Because your girl may not need Reiner, but Reiner needs your girl. And a true Reiner stan will be there rain or shine. Also, look at this clip of Reiner in the opening. He's gorgeous. Okay, anyways, back to the script. And from one blonde-haired man to another, let's move on to Zeke Monkey Yeager. First of all, we should give some credit to Grisha, or maybe his wives, because Zeke and Eren hit the genetic jackpot when it comes to looks. Just look at Zeke. He has the body of an Olympic athlete and the beard-growing capabilities of a Viking. However, we can't give Grisha too much credit because no amount of testosterone could make up for the neglect that Zeke experienced as a child. Sadly, Zeke was born into this world as a tool to push his parents' ideology. Due to this, he lacked parental love and believes that the world is a cruel and unforgiving place. This is where your girl steps in. She may not take to Zeke right away, but eventually she will fall for his story and strive to provide the love that he never had. Because the one way you can change a man's perception of the world is to become his world. Anyways, Zeke's got some daddy issues, but he's a daddy in his own right, and I'm not talking about the fatherly definition. Speaking of fatherly, don't expect Zeke to take on that role. This man loves birth control. But that doesn't mean he lacks the nurturing qualities of a good father, because he's arguably a solid older brother to Eren despite everything he's been through. Not everything about Zeke screams girlfriend thief, however. His Titan form in particular is the stuff of nightmares. And we can't forget about Zeke's big secret. He's got a special way of wiping his ass. And as far as I'm concerned, that's Eldia's ass. But if he's a scruncher, then we've got a problem. Either way, I think his other big secret trumps all potential red flags. That being, he shares a voice with one of the sexiest anime men to exist.
What's that noise?
That, my brother, is our next husbando, the most handsome steed in Attack on Titan, Jean Kirstein. Jean is one of the most real characters in Attack on Titan. He's the kind of guy who speaks from the heart. He may be blunt, but he's honest, and these are the kind of people you can trust. As stated by Marco, Jean is also weak. He's a man with temptations, fears, and doubts, just like the rest of us. Because of this, he's able to understand the weak and empathize with them. On top of that, Jean excels in sizing up any situation and seems to always know the right path to take. In combination, Jean's empathy and situational awareness make him a great leader, which he demonstrates many times throughout the series. All in all, Jean's a sleeper pick for AOT guys who will steal your girl. He's the type of guy who will go for the high-end job so that he can treat your girl to a comfortable and prosperous life. When she's feeling down or doubting herself, Jean will be able to understand her feelings and help her get back on her feet. And on those evenings where you just can't choose what you want for dinner, Jean will feel out the situation and make the best choice for the both of you.
Can I have a John?
No.
Worth a shot.
Oh, and before we move on, I've just got to say it one more time. Mappa really gave everyone a glow up. Like, look at Jean and my boy Connie. I don't know if it's the stubble or haircuts or puberty, but Mappa is really putting in the work for these guys. Anyways, I think you understand how dire the situation is. And to be honest, I'm only really just scratching the surface here. We can't forget about some of the Season 4 entries like the sweetest brother ever, Colt, the master chef, Nicolo, and the GOAT, Anyan Kapan. And we haven't even discussed the biggest threat of all. The man who's capable of stealing your girl with a single glance. The man who occupies all of her fantasies. Oh yes, it's the one, the only. Just kidding, it's Levi. Levi Ackerman is the highest caliber of husbando. Honestly, if your girl's into anime, she probably has some Levi fan art saved on her phone whether she's seen Attack on Titan or not. First impressions of Levi alone are enough to pique one's interest, or stimulate a deep obsession. There's really no in between. He's the kind of guy who you look at and think, that's gonna be my favorite character. He looks like he doesn't care about anything, and for whatever reason, it makes you really want him to care about you. And when he pulls Hanji in toward him by her head and says with that mellifluous voice, it's game over. Shortly after, we get to see Levi in action with ODM gear and find out he's a freaking Spider-Man with blades. How can one be cooler? Seriously. And in the midst of taking down a Titan, humanity's so-called greatest threat, he's as calm as can be, despite his disgust for the Titan blood on his hand. Yet, in the following scene, he approaches his injured comrade, embraces his bloodied hand, and consoles him before he passes on from his injuries. Levi maintains his composure as a strong soldier should, and seeks confirmation that his words reached his comrade before dying. To me, this scene implies that Levi is well acquainted with loss, which we learn to be true as we discover more about Levi's backstory and observe the events that follow throughout the series. This scene also tells me that he's incredibly compassionate, despite his hardened and stoic nature. But don't get the wrong idea. Levi's been through a lot, but he still likes to joke around. In particular, if you're into sarcasm, sadistic humor, and/or poop jokes, Levi's your guy. Levi is also incredibly confident. As a trait, confidence communicates strength, capability, and reliability, and Levi epitomizes this as humanity's strongest soldier. Plus, Levi is undoubtedly loyal. I know that desirable traits are subjective to some degree, but we can all agree that loyalty is key. In one look at the relationship Levi has with Erwin would make anyone wish they had that with their partner. All in all, Levi symbolizes the strength of humanity and provides a sense of hope in a bleak world. He represents the revered badass, brooding, and stoic type, yet avoids becoming a trope through his deep compassion and empathy. He's got a good sense of humor, he's loyal to a T, he cleans, and to top it all off, he's freaking gorgeous. Levi's the full package, and your girl will Shinzo Wosasageo to him. That I can guarantee. Well, I hope you understand the dangers of showing your girlfriend Attack on Titan. With the multitude of husbandos in this show, it's just not worth the risk. And let's be real, depending on what you're into, the waifus pose just as much of a threat. So, it seems we've finally arrived at the moment of truth. You decide to binge Attack on Titan from start to finish. Who do you choose to watch it with? A. Friends. B. Girlfriend. C. Yourself. Or D. Levi Body Pillow.
D.
All jokes aside, please share Attack on Titan with everyone. There's enough love out there for everybody. If you want a deeper analysis on any of these characters, let us know in the comments below. And feel free to share your favorite husbando from Attack on Titan as well. Please subscribe to the channel so we can make more videos like this and continue to celebrate husbando culture. Thanks so much for watching. That's Eldia's ass.